welcome back. So the good news is I've managed to buy a saddle. Found one on eBay, haggled on the price, bought it, and it's due to be leaving them on Monday, day after tomorrow, to arrive here for Tuesday. So fingers crossed that arrives, and then we can unveil it, open the box, get it out, have a look at it, open the saddle up and have a look at what's inside. Now I didn't video the actual buying of it because, again, like I said in the previous video, this is not about bad mouthing other sellers. It's about educating you guys on what to look for in a saddle. So that's why I haven't posted the actual buying process. This is Stinky, by the way. She's called Stinky because you guessed it, she stinks. Today on my Facebook memories, it popped up a post that I posted a year ago, which is where I had taken apart an Indian leather saddle. So what I thought I'd do today is just quickly run through those photos and talk you through them. So why don't you sit back, make yourself a cup of tea, or find yourself a cat to stroke and enjoy. As promised, here are some photos of some Indian leather saddles that I've managed to dig out of my archives. So when we look at this one here, this is one that's been taken to pieces, obviously. This is the inside of it. So this here is the tree, this wooden bit here is the tree. Now the British safety standards, the British standards for trees, for wooden trees, are they need to be made of beech or birch veneer and laminated using a specialist adhesive, or they need to be made out of birch plywood, again with the same adhesive, and that adhesive has to comply with lots of British standard glue adhesive rule things. As we can see with this one here, this is neither birch nor beech ply, and it's not got any adhesive. It's also not been laminated. Another thing is they have to be laminated. This hasn't been laminated. This looks literally just like soft wood, and as such has splintered, cracked, and as you can see here, broken. So this here is a break across the tree, and as such has caused all the metal bars to bend. There's also a nice little array of lovely nails everywhere. And if you look here, that's the pointy part of a nail too. Another nail. Now don't get me wrong, on all saddles there's nails, but these are sticking out, they're not put in properly, they would cause a hazard. That's putting it quite mildly. But this tree here, this broken tree, is the main part of this picture, and that is because, again, this wood is not the proper wood to make trees out of. This is what is inside those cheap saddles. They sometimes look okay on the outside. This is what's on the inside. Next picture, you can see here again the wood quite clearly is splintering, it's not laminated, it's not veneered, it's not anything nice at all, it's just literally soft wood, gone all icky, rotting. This here is all bits of like rotted wood, and here is a nice little sharp spike. Lovely. Next up, this is where the flap is attached to the tree. Again, some nice loose nails. You can see the leather here, not very nice leather at all. Another shot of the tree. So this is the head of the tree here. Can we see here? This is like the underside of the seat, like the twist. This is where your bum would go here, but on the other side. And again, we can see that this wood here, because it's not laminated, it's not veneered, it's not looked after properly. This is just normal wood that is so soft that a bit of weight in it, a bit of pressure on it, has caused it to break very easily. And this is the same saddle, so the brakes are on both sides here, all the way down here. Again, some nice rusty, lovely things. This here is the head, so that's like what if you think of a saddle that has a gullet plate that you change, that's where that would go in here. And again, we can see, so this is what gives the saddle strength at the front, where it needs a lot of strength. It's not rolled over the back there, it's just blech. And again we can see here, that delicious wood. Look at that, you wouldn't even have that, you wouldn't even have a shelf made out of that, would you? You wouldn't even make your shoe racks out of that wood. And then people have put it in here where it has to be, it has to bear weight, it's keeping you safe, it's keeping your horse comfortable, but no. Oh, it's a lovely nail there. So this here is a girth strap on this saddle. Now, I have to say actually, so whilst it looks really bad, not all girth straps that are made with two bits of leather are bad, but this one, it has come apart here and the stitching has come undone, probably because the stitching was awful. So here's the whole tree. So this is the front of the tree. This is like the twist, the waist, where your legs go either side. This is the back here where your bum goes. This is like the seat. And we can really clearly see here, that this wood is just wood. There's no lamination gone on, there's no adhesive, there's no veneering, there's nothing at all. And because of that, it's broken here, can we see? And it's broken here. And that probably hasn't even come from an impact or a fall. That's literally probably because this wood is so weak and so poor. It's probably just come from having a rider on board, having the girth done up. This is girth. These are where the girth straps attach to here. So you can see when they're done up, the pressure that would put through the tree here, which could easily cause it to split here, just at the back of where the girth straps are attached. So another problem with this picture is this girth strap webbing. This isn't nylon, this is cotton. Girth strap webbing should not be made of cotton like this because cotton rots and cotton breaks, and you can see here where it's rubbed against the tree because again the tree isn't finished, so it's rubbed against the tree here and it's already started to go. So it's only a matter of time before this entire thing here snapped, and oh, lo and behold, all 3 girth straps are on this one bit of webbing. So if that was to snap, what would happen? Your entire girth would fall off. Can you see that? So this is cotton, so if it's made of white stuff like this, you do not want to put your girth straps on it. You can see that unfinished tree there is caused to fray, and again lots of nice little nails hanging out, just chilling, little sharp nails hanging out. Another bit of a crack coming there, can we see that? Again a picture of that webbing from the girth strap, this is where the girth straps are attached. Nice little nail there. Ooh, nice little nail there as well. So these are the panels on this saddle. When we look here, we can see that this one is a slightly different shape than this one. So this stitching line comes down here. There's quite a lot there. This stitching line comes down here and there's less so there. So there's much more here. And the whole thing, therefore, regardless of the fact the tree's broken and your girth straps are going to fall off at any given point, it's not even going to sit evenly on your horse. And little things like here where the leather is a bit scuffed. You know, we all get scuffs on our saddles, but does it one layer of scuff cause your saddle to turn white like that? That again is because the leather is just not good leather and it's not dyed properly or tanned properly. So this is a really good example of just cracked panels really. Now this here is a different saddle. This one was one that I saw. So the first one that we've just seen, the first few pictures were ones that I took apart in the workshop. This one here is one that is on site on saddle fitting. I went to a lady whose pony was bucking. I hadn't seen her before, the saddle before, and I got there and this was her saddle. Now in her defence, she'd only just bought the pony and it came with this saddle and she was quite a novice owner. So I could instantly see it was an Indian leather saddle because you get quite good at these things. I think one of the giveaways often is this welting. I've said this before, there's welting around the seats. It's so crap, look, it's flaked away, and yes, it's scuffed and damaged and everything, but you can just see that this is, even if this was clean and new, you can just see it's just not nice quality. So this was inside her saddles, this is that second saddle. So again, you can see that that tree is the same as that first tree. It's made out of this plain wood, soft wood, plain wood, no lamination on it at all, no adhesive, no ply, there's nothing about that at all to give it any strength whatsoever, and as such it's broken quite significantly through here and then bent the metal at the same time. And again, you know, a bit of similar to the other one, lots of nice rusty nails hanging out, doing their thing. Oh, and this saddle, so the saddle we've just seen, this one here, wasn't just broken here, it was also broken here at the head. Turn the volume down because it's quite noisy. So this here is obviously the front of the saddle. It's very strong, so the front of the saddles here should be very strong because you need to not have any flex through there. And watch this. So you can see there, look at all that movement. So this tree is also broken just here. So it's cracked all the way through here. And that means this here acts like a pincher, like a pincer on the side of your horse. So as you're trotting, say doing rising trot for example, this is what happens to your horse. It's pinching here and here because it's broken here. And the reason it's broken here is because The head plate is one like this, made out of, just look at that, look at, you know, it's just awful, not even finished, not even, nothing about it, it's horrible metal. The tree is made out of this kind of material. So all it takes is a bit of weight in the saddle and that happens. So if you have a saddle that does this at the front, ever, and this is quite a significant amount of movement, if there's any movement in the front of your saddle, get your saddle fitter out and get it checked, because there shouldn't be any movement at all. And this is extreme, this is an extreme amount of movement. So there we go. This is why we don't buy cheap saddles. Or this is why we don't buy cheap new saddles. If they're new and they're cheap, there's a reason. There's this wood, the wrong wood in the tree, which breaks so easily. All these random little nails going through there. Really, really cheap, crap, thin, unfinished metal head plates. And then these girth straps, which have already started to fray on this one here. They're made out of cotton, they're not going to give you any strength at all. And look at them, all your girth straps onto one thing. All 3 straps on that one little bit of webbing. So if that bit of webbing goes, which it's about to here, then that wouldn't be so much fun. Okay, thank you very much. There you go, there's some photos and a little video of an Indian saddle. Now I just want to point out that I'm not saying everything made in India is awful, because it's not. This is one of my favourite shirts, for example, and I think that this is made in India. So it's not that everything made in India is crap, it's just that Indian leather saddles is a term that we use to describe the saddles that are often made in India, but sometimes other countries surrounding there, and they're really badly made. So please don't think for one second that I'm saying anything made in India is bad, because I'm not. I love my shirt was made in India. I've got loads of things that were made in India that are amazing, but saddles are not one of them. I can't honestly think of a single saddle that's come from India, made in India, out of Indian materials, that has been worth putting on your horse. So please remember that I'm generalising when we say Indian leather saddle. What we mean is those very cheaply made saddles that are usually made abroad and of really bad quality. So I hope that helped in some way and you found it interesting, enjoyable. Don't forget that we've got that other saddle on order and it should be arriving with us on Tuesday. So we'll get that unboxed. We'll get that unboxed. We'll get it taken out. We'll have a good look at it on the outside. We'll have a look and see how it looks. And then we'll open it up and look inside. And we'll see if there's any of those things that we found there, we can find inside this new saddle that we're getting. So it's been lovely speaking to you again. Take care, enjoy, have a lovely day.